But you can give that answer the next time you're doing your pageantry.
Did you know
Why
that if
can't
you
you find
grind
the UK
down
on the
bone,
map? Did you know?
So we asked you how to achieve world peace. Well, what you do, right, is you grind your turkey carcass down.
is that my voice?
Yeah, do a better
We do
impression
better
of you
impressions
than
than you do.
Hello there, young whippersnapper. Thank you for tuning in to the Killer Rabbit Podcast, Yorkshire's #1 alternative news podcast, where we don't feature that much alternative news. We are back, and in your ears. It's the first time we've recorded since Christmas, but we've just been talking, and apparently there is going to be an episode released before this one where we don't reference Christmas or New Year at all. Well done us. Well done, everybody. We've worked that out.
They'll have already listened to it. There's going to be an episode released that you've already heard and has already been released when you're listening to this piece of audio.
So let's get the...
Listen to this episode before the last episode, and it all makes sense.
Hope you all had a lovely Christmas.
If you've already listened to the last episode,
hope you all
you've
had
done
a
it
lovely
wrong.
Christmas, listeners, and a festive period of joy and wonderment, and Happy New Year to you all, and all of that shit. And it's all late, and it's all fucked up, because we already had an episode in the pocket, didn't we? Ready to go, because we were more organised than we planned.
More organised than planned.
It's quite scary, isn't it? Is that the end of 2023 was we were super organised, and now we're in a
And
new
we
year,
forgot
so
we'd got that other
shit.
episode in the bank to put out after 22.
Yeah, so it has actually all gone
we
to
did
shit
them-
again, so...
Do you think
Awesome,
people will
well
listen
done,
to that
good
episode
effort.
expecting us to mention the Christmas break, or
I think they
anything
will.
like that?
But we'd also
Yeah.
we did enough Christmas stuff with the Christmas episodes, so
Yeah, we definitely did enough Christmas.
I think it's
Yeah,
fair
well,
to
we
say
always
this
did
is
Christmas.
this is the first episode of 2024.
Apart from the one that was released
That's
last time,
Semantics.
last week.
This-
I'm joined by Mr. Adam Chase. Everybody, there he is. Hello. Yeah.
I am.
Happy New
There I
Year.
am.
Happy
I'm
New
here.
Year. Hope you
Hello.
had a nice festive
Happy
merriment.
New Year.
And Benson's there as well.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
So,
Happy
Hope you had a
New
nice
Year.
festive merriment.
I hope you had a wonderment.
Did
I love that word,
Did you?
wonderment.
I did have a wonderment. Yeah, absolutely.
did everyone have a good Christmas?
It was. I don't know.
How
Is
was
it?
it?
When does this episode come out? We probably shouldn't be having this conversation on the podcast.
This comes
but here we
out
go.
on the week after the 9th of January, so
Right. So like the 16th.
16th. So it's still okay to talk because I
Not too bad.
I have
You
a
can't talk
question
about
related
Christmas
to
on the 16th.
the time after Christmas. Well, I've
think
got
we can
a
still
question
talk
here.
about it.
Then, what day does it start to annoy you in January where people are still starting an email at work with, hope you had a Happy New Year? Because you don't know if you've had a Happy New Year yet, because you are only in January.
Oh,
of the-
no. The next
January
week.
the 1st.
So
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
I would say after the first week back at
Yes.
work, which is this week. So technically today is the 4th, isn't it, right? So as of the 8th of January, that's enough. Unless it is your first day back at work. And then
So
I'll
if you was a
grant
listener
one day.
with that attitude, you would get really annoyed by us wishing you, the listener, a Happy New Year. So, listeners, Happy New Year.
On the 16th. Yeah, it's just not right, that, is it? I didn't have a very happy New Year.
I felt though like fucking this Christmas I felt was proper weird this year. I don't know why. I
It's
just didn't
because
feel it,
everyone had
me.
worked up until like the day before Christmas and then had Christmas.
I didn't know.
Oh, didn't you? Oh, well.
No, I had like the week before off, but I didn't. I got all like, I think I got all socialed out, and then by the time it was Christmas, I was like, I just don't want to be.
That's
around
not weird for you at
people.
all. That's a normal Adam
And-
Christmas.
That's totally...
Yeah, shut up,
totally-
right?
Perfectly normal Christmas.
So yeah, but normally I'm like, yeah, it's not too bad. I'll have a good drink. But I was literally just like, I fucking no, I don't want to.
I'm
be
sure
around
you say
people.
this every year,
It was
Adam.
horrible.
This
I
sounds
felt
like a
bad.
normal.
Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I just forget every year that I hate it again.
You see, I only
Fucking
went
shit.
I only went out once this Christmas. I mean, back in the day, I used to finish work and have however long over Christmas, and besides Christmas Day, I would have been out the whole time. 1 week,
Yeah,
2
you're
weeks,
a crazy
whatever.
one.
Currently sober as well, so I've been sober for 4 days as well, which is awesome.
I did more drinking than I've ever done in my life. I was just.
Did you?
Yeah, I was just caning.
I know you
caning
used the
Bucks
word
Fizz.
sculling.
Yeah.
You were sculling Bucks
That's
Fizz,
what-
which I'd never heard that phrase before, and I started using it
Sculling.
for all sorts. Like it's just. I'm about to skull some monster here. Ready?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm sculling some
Oh,
monster.
let's go some monsters.
Consider yourself skulled.
All right. Speaking of monster, right.
It's not that scary thing that lives under your bed, is it?
That's me.
You live under your own bed, scaring yourself at night,
I live under it.
grabbing your own legs if they hang out over the side. Crazy.
Sometimes I put mannequin legs on the bed and then grab them from underneath. Anyway,
about
what I
monsters.
was going to say.
Monsters. You were going to tell us about scary monsters.
Monsters. The drink.
Oh, the actual
so, yeah,
drink.
I went the drink. So I came home from work today and I had to stop off and get some Monster on the way back. So I went to a shop.
Because it's tradition.
And
it is tradition.
because it's tradition. You've got to have a Monster for the recording. It is tradition.
The recording doesn't work without Monster. It's literally the fuel.
No, it doesn't. We have to pour it on the computers and everything.
I think the only time we forgot Monsters was episode 34.
Episode 34. Yep, absolutely.
Episode 34, definitely.
So yeah, don't forget your Monster. So you went to get some Monsters because it's tradition, and the
I went
podcast
to get a
doesn't
Monster
work without
because it's
them.
tradition. That's exactly it. And when you go into a shop, right, in the UK, this is obviously not the same for our American listeners, but
They don't have shops
the
over
UK,
there. Fools.
Are available.
Other shops
they
are
have
available.
gun ranges, right?
Other energy drinks are available.
Other podcasts.
No, they
not
are.
available.
No.
Only Monster.
Don't advertise other podcasts on our podcast, Benson.
I said are not.
Oh,
I
right.
said are not available.
right, okay,
You're the one now advertising
I stand
the thing that
corrected.
doesn't exist.
There's not other podcasts. We're the only one. Yeah, when you go into a fucking shop, the first
fucking
fridge
shop.
on your
Fucking shop.
left-hand side, fucking shop.
Now we're talking,
Just a
my
shop,
friend.
right?
Down the red
How
light
many
district.
fuckings do you buy, Benson, on a regular basis? How many fuckings do you buy? Do you know the
Well,
fucking shop to buy
no,
fuckings?
you don't buy fuckings from a shop. It's a shop for all your fucking needs. So, like when you go to a hardware shop, you don't buy hardware. You buy the hardware. That's
What?
I find when I go
don't
to
know
the
where I'm
fucking
going
shop
with
to
that.
buy some fucks, the fucks have all run out because I couldn't give a fuck and there's no fucks and fucking
if you go to Morrison's, you don't buy Morrison's, do you? So
Yeah.
the fucking shop I frequent frequently.
Nice.
You don't call it Morrison's shop, though, do you?
The Morrison's shop.
I'm
No.
going down to Morrison's shop.
What
Would
do
you like to go
what-
to
so-
Sainsbury's
what have you-
shop?
So what are you buying? A
Asda
corner?
shop? Yeah. I go to
You're
buy
buying
corners.
fuckings. You're buying fucking shops. Anyway,
The
back to your
corner
fucking
shop sells
shop.
corners.
So you've walked
Anyway,
in to the fucking
I've
shop.
walked in, right, and then there's normally, a little fridge on your left that will have drinks in it and maybe like
Just
some
for our
pasties
American
and
listeners,
sarnies.
this is the layout for all shops in the UK.
And he means
there's like-
refrigerator. No.
A refrigerator, a fridge,
Chiller.
a big fucking open front chiller, and it's normally got a couple of drinks in there, a little bit of a selection of drinks, some sarnies, maybe some pasties, little bits of yogurts and that.
If you go to a proper one, homemade samosas for like 20p.
Or as covered on a previous podcast, a chocolate orange and lettuce baguette.
Yes, chocolate origin lettuce, but that's where you'd find all
no
the
butter.
fucking.
No, but oh my
stuff.
god.
So this chiller on the left, when you've walked in,
I've seen that film.
is where you'd find.
Terrifying. The last chiller on the left. Horrific.
I went in the shop and went to go get a Monster from the side that where it would be.
A monster because you need to
And
get a
it was
monster
just-
for the podcast because the podcast doesn't work without the podcasting and its tradition. just a recap.
You have
Previously
to
on.
summarise in a Morgan Freeman voice, Sam. God.
Right. I'm just trying to make sure I'm with you, and I think I'm with you. You're in the fucking shop. There's a big chiller or refrigerator on your left-hand side because you need to buy the monster or the podcast doesn't work, and it's tradition. And sometimes they have pasties and sandwiches and chocolate orange and lettuce baguettes with no butter in said
But that's
chillers.
where you'd normally find the drinks.
Yes, you would. You would.
And there was
You're
no
quite right.
there was no drinks. There was no drinks.
Not a single
There were
drink.
sandwiches. No,
No,
sandwiches. Only sandwiches.
there's no such thing as just a sandwich
But how are you
chiller.
going to quench your thirst after eating a sandwich?
Well, this is it, right? The fucking drinks were in a separate fridge on the right-hand side.
Oh,
But
my
on
gosh.
on like the separate wall, on the wall you come in, rather than the wall on the left-hand side of you that you can see nicely. So it's like behind you. How are you meant to find this stuff? I end up walking around the shop like, what the fuck's going on?
That's why.
Like,
That's
how
why
can
they've
you
done it,
not
Adam.
Sell this stuff.
You've walked right into the trap. That's why they've done. That's why they changed shops around, isn't it? So you go around and look at more things. They were hoping you would buy
I know
yourself
that's why they do
some
it.
Hovis or maybe...
Well, I was actually walking out to be like, I'll go to another fucking shop then. When I noticed the actual drink,
I will boycott
so
this
they nearly
shop.
fucked.
So
Because the
for a
drinks
good,
are
for a
not
good solid
where I
amount
expect.
of time.
I walked
For a good solid amount of time, you thought there was no drinks.
It's not that it wasn't where I expected. It's that because it wasn't where I expected, I couldn't fucking find
You
the goddamn
assumed there was no drinks.
thing.
This shop doesn't sell drinks
So
at
I
all.
was
What
No,
kind
they
of?
had the warm. They had the warm drink aisle that's not refrigerated. I didn't want a warm fucking Monster.
Well,
I
like
wasn't
hot
buying
chocolate?
a warm one. No, in the 4-packs and stuff, just out rather than in a fridge.
Oh yes.
So they had the warm drinks. They didn't have a chill. I couldn't find the chiller with the drinks in it. for the
Rude
coldness.
bastards.
And I was fucking upset.
As I was mentioning, I went to the shop to get a Monster, the shop that never sells the Monster because it's always sold out of Monster.
So
You
you
so
went
you
to that
went to
one.
the shop to get the Monster, even though it's always sold out of Monster. You thought, you know what, today maybe.
And it was sold out. So I had to then walk to another shop, which is much further away because my car's broken, because I didn't have a very nice New Year, unfortunately. So I went to this other shop, and on the left-hand side as you walk in, guess what? There's a chiller or refrigerator with lots of sandwiches and pasties and drinks, cold drinks in there as well.
Yeah, see? Fuck
No
you.
frickin'
With your
way.
normal laid out shop.
However, no fucking
No
Monster.
Monster.
So I was like, for fuck's sake. So I carried on walking around the shop, and there was another chiller with Monster in it.
Hey.
Why have two chillers separated?
Well, the thing was,
What is
the
wrong with
first
you?
chiller,
It's for tax reasons.
the first chiller had a row of Monsters, but it was all the different Mango Loco and Lewis Hamilton flavour. I don't know.
Oh, is that one I've got? Oh, I've got punch. I've got punch today.
We've talked about this one, haven't we? The Lewis Hamilton flavour one that tastes like successful
Yeah,
racing black man. But there was no normal Monster there. But then round the corner there was another section of chilled Monster. So it wasn't like I was looking in the wrong place. They've got it in two places.
And that had the normal one.
Yeah, that did have the normal one. So they've got, and it had all the other flavours as well.
And it had all the others.
Yeah.
They hide the normal flavour somewhere deep in the shop of doom these days. Is this like a thing?
There was like a gap in between all the weird Monsters where the normal Monster should have gone, but it was sold out. But then round the corner, a whole other selection of Monsters. So this place was like the opposite to your shop. It had the drinks where you'd expect them,
extra chillers
and
of
the
Monsters.
extra chiller where you wouldn't expect them.
Son of a bitch. See, I wouldn't have walked around the shop for so long because I'd have just turned the corner and been like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, I could have done what you did and given up and walked out and boycotted that store, and I would have missed out on and it was warm. The Monster was warm, so I had to stick it in my freezer.
See that I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I can't do the warm.
No, God,
if it's not, I'm not buying it.
I bought it.
It even
stuck it in my
says to be
freezer.
served chilled.
Well, most drinks say that, don't they? I think they say best. served.
Hot chocolate doesn't. Hot coffee hot coffee wouldn't say served
tea
chilled.
doesn't. I mean,
Tea
iced tea
doesn't.
might.
I'm looking at my can now. I'm just seeing if it does actually say that.
Serving suggestions right at the bottom on the. So after the label, just to the right of the label, there's a big warning thing about caffeine will kill you and it'll make you pregnant and shit like that.
Caffeine will not
And
make you pregnant. I don't think it says that. I think it says
It makes men pregnant.
think
it makes men
I
pregnant.
think it says not to have Monster if you are
Not
pregnant.
recommended for children.
It says
pregnant, or
store
breastfeeding.
in a chiller to the right of the door in a shop. That's weird.
Oh, that is weird because mine
Oh my
says
God, it does.
mine
Look, it
says
says it
ensure
there.
that this is stocked in two separate places in the store. How very strange.
Mine says start at the right of the door, so maybe that's what happened. Maybe this is a special right of the door.
It says on here, see base of can for a date.
Oh,
No, I'm all right,
God,
thanks.
God, I'm sorry. Oh no, it's everywhere.
So Sam, you were saying you didn't have a good New Year.
no,
You said
because my car
you said that your
broke.
car had your car
Broke
broke.
his car.
I went for a lovely walk.
I'm guessing with your size and height, it's a tight
in the car.
I went for a lovely
You went for a
drove
lovely
the
walk in the car?
Yeah, no,
You went for a lovely walk and the car
yeah,
broke.
yeah. So we got in the car to go for a lovely walk at the local, well, not local, but at the quite far away reservoir. And we were taking the dog, and
Who was it who said recently about people driving to walk somewhere?
that was
Me. Motherfucking,
So it-
I'm gonna
so a light
drive
bulb went
to
off in
walk.
Sam's
you
head
can
was,
walk
oh my
outside.
God, what if I could drive to a place to then walk instead of walking first?
To a place and then drive it.
I think that's reasonable to drive a bit further out to go for a nice little walk with other people and with your dog
suppose
to
you would
take your
drive
dog
to, like, the
somewhere
coast.
unusual. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I always put my dog in the car instead of taking him out for exercise.
Yeah.
Complete sense.
We were taking him for a nice walk somewhere else because he's bored of the local area.
Oh,
the
did
reservoir.
he tell you that? Yeah. Did he say, you know what? I'm bored of this fucking park. I want you motherfuckers to take me miles away in the car to a bigger place.
That's exactly.
Or
that's
I'm going to
exactly
eat
what he
chewing
said.
gum.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah.
Was it New Miller Dam?
No, it
By
wasn't
chance?
New Miller Dam. It was Swinston Reservoir, something like that. Swinsty. That was it. Swinsty
Swinsty
Reservoir.
Reservoir.
Swinsty.
Swinsty Res?
Have you ever heard of the phrase "tempting fate"?
Yes.
Tempting fate.
Tempting fate. Yeah. So we're driving.
Tempting.
We're driving along.
Tempting.
We're driving along, and I'm sure you're familiar with this, Benson, where you got your dog in the car and you talk to it in a silly voice. Don't pretend you don't. I know you do. So we're driving along.
I do.
And I look in the wing mirror and I can see, not the wing mirror, the rear view mirror, and I can see my dog in the boot, and he's got his head cutely rested on the back seat. And I said to him, "Oh, we're going for a nice, lovely walk, aren't we?" In my silly little dog voice. And Lisa, who's sat in the passenger side, says, "Well, we hope so." And I say, "What do you mean by we hope so?" Literally the second I say that,
No way.
shatteringly
No way.
loud pothole, and then the wheels starts going, and then we stop, pull over, it's fucked.
And then your dog's going mental.
It's fucked, and we have to go back. And I was like, "What?"
Hang on.
I was like, "Why
wow.
did you
Hang
say
on,
that?
hang on,
What
no.
What did you mean?" Because I took
This
it
is
that
what I
she
want
meant
to know.
she meant like we might never make it there, which is what happened.
Yeah.
But
This
what
is,
she meant was, it might not be a lovely walk. But I'm like, why did you say that? You completely tempted fate there.
I heard that's what
So
the,
you're
the-
blaming Lisa for you driving over a
I-
Oh,
I
mate,
like
you can't
that.
see, you
I
can't
like
see
how
potholes.
I like how you've turned that around. Well, Sam can't see over
There
the
was
fucking
definitely
dashboard, mate.
that accusation levelled at me, and a slight falling out afterwards because of it as well.
I'm not surprised.
I genuinely did say.
You were falling out over superstitions, and
I genuinely did say this is your fault. I did feel a bit bad about it.
No, you
I did,
didn't.
I did.
You little shit.
I would 100% be blaming our last sniff.
Have you got a black eye?
It was full on.
Oh,
It was,
two.
honestly, the timing was immaculate. It was perfect. I don't think I even finished the sentence. What do you mean by before the car pretty much exploded?
Did you drive the car back
Something's
then?
literally just like there is some sort of player who has just gone like, this would be piss funny. This
Yeah.
wait, watch. So you go, what is it?
And all the way back, I was having to ring people I was supposed to be meeting, going, "Sorry, I can't make it," and then going, "Oh, Happy New Year, eh? so much for Happy New Year, eh?"
You can tell. You can tell how old you are these days.
I know, yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say. I was going to say the tempting fate thing. It's well documented. The first officer on the Titanic said to the captain, he went, the captain went, "Oh, it's going to be a nice sail tonight." He went, "Oh, if we make it." Massive iceberg comes out of nowhere. Ship starts sinking. Tears in half, kills Jack.
This is exactly the same situation, except mine was, marginally worse.
I just made mine up.
Oh, you just... I believed you. Hook, line, and sinker.
I can't believe
I did as well.
I can't believe the timing of that though.
Yeah,
But
I know.
I can't believe
It's
you
fucking
drove back
stupid.
as well. If my car was doing a noise, I would be pulling over, crying.
I did that. I drove back very,
And then
very
shut it.
slowly and very, very carefully, and it made it home. So, would you like a little story?
Oh,
Have you
go
got a
on.
story?
It's a very, very small one, but it tickled me, and it was sent through by a lovely, lovely listener, from the Bind to Cthulhu podcast, who sent me through
Yeah.
like more stories than you could ever imagine.
That we've even read out.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a very, very quick one, but it did tickle me a little bit. And it's we're going down South Carolina for this one. Is that South Carolina? Where is South Carolina? It's in the South.
It's just below North
In
Carolina.
South
Yeah.
Carolina.
But is it actually in the South, or is it just this? It sounds like it's pretty much deep South.
It's like Mississippi. It's like the Florida Mississippi side.
Yeah. Well, there was a new live version of Paper, Rock, Scissors that was established there.
Paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah, a live
Fuck
version
off.
of it. So
What are you calling it? Paper, rock, scissors for?
we've
Rock,
had this
paper, scissors.
we've had this conversation before, haven't we? Apparently I say that wrong.
Yeah.
Do you
it's
actually call
rock,
it paper, rock,
paper.
when it's rock, paper, scissors?
Paper, rock, scissors just it flows off the tongue.
It's not
right?
paper, rock, scissors. No, it doesn't.
I
Rock,
I
paper,
value the
scissors.
paper above the rock. It's just one of those things.
But it's rock, paper, scissors. The name of the game is rock, paper, scissors.
Well, It can be either. It's interchangeable.
Hang on. When you play the game, do you go paper, rock, scissors? Or do you go rock, paper, scissors like everybody has in the history, since the history of
I go
time?
1, 2, 3.
You don't go rock, paper, scissors like is the rules. Them be the rules. You both
No, I go 1, 2, 3.
idiots.
Apparently, some people
We're
call
both
it
doing it
scissors,
wrong.
scissors, paper, stone. That's just
No, they don't.
Yeah, no, it's
Don't try defending yourself.
no, I'm not.
So, right, okay.
I am incorrect.
Hannibal Lecter might call it skin, paper, stone, but normal people.
Nobody said
that aren't
skin.
Cannibals.
Nobody said skin.
Oh, what
I
did
said
you say?
scissors, paper, stone. Skin.
I thought you said skin. I was like, what the fuck are you on about?
Oh god, no.
Scissors, paper, stone. People don't call it scissors, paper, stone. Nobody starts with scissors.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Anyway, so scissors, rock, and paper. That game, that well-known that game. There's been a new live version of that discovered in South Carolina when a police officer went to a report of a burglary, and while he was there doing his police officer work, his dog, his canine, if you will, his canine got distracted by a cow, right? So this cow's distracted the dog, and they're usually quite well trained police dogs, aren't they? Anyway, this one lost its shit and decided to bite the cow.
Oh,
As a result of this, the police officer was not very happy because his dog's on duty. So the police officer tased the dog, which caused the cow to kick the police officer.
what the? Why did he tase his own dog?
It's such an American police thing to do, that, isn't it?
Can't shoot it, so I got to shoot it with something. Tase it.
Tase the dog. Yeah. So dog bites cow. Cow kicks police officer. Police officer tases dog. I don't know how you do the hand symbols for it, but it's.
This is like the train hitting the cow and the cow hitting the guy having to piss on the railway.
But yeah, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would tase the fucking.
Is it because he's another police officer? You can't shoot another police officer, so does he just tase each other when they're being shits?
But it's just a bit mean, isn't it? Tasing your dog.
Is that what they just do? Well, yeah, it's fucking horrible. I mean, it's better than shooting it. It could have gone one or two ways.
I suppose.
Maybe he just reached for the wrong holster.
Maybe he got the wrong
They do
thing.
that.
He
They do that
actually
quite
meant
a lot.
to shoot it.
It's amazing how many times they shoot someone dead and go, "Oh, I thought it was my taser." Sorry.
Don't bite that cow, or I'm going to fire several volts of electricity through you. And the dog goes.
I assume the dog was still on the cow then, if it's fucking the shock has gone through.
Oh, I hope it all happened at the same time. So while the guy was, yeah, that's the sound it would make. That's the sound it would make. Yeah, while the guy is booting while the dog is biting the cow's booting the guy, and the guy's tasting the dog, all up like a perpetual motion machine or something. Yeah, I hope the dog's all right. I hope the cow's all right, and I hope the police officer gets suspended or similar.
Or fired for tasing a dog.
Yeah, so thank you to the Bad Cthulhu podcast for sending that through. I enjoyed it very much. And I saw something else from South Carolina recently as well, which I enjoyed. So I thought I'd lump it in with this little story. Now, Benson, you're obviously a huge fan of pageantry, right?
A fan of what, sorry?
Pageantry. You were the 2018 Little Miss Yorkshire winner, weren't you, I believe?
Pageantry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you won the Little Miss Yorkshire competition in 2018?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
That little blue dress you were wearing.
It was stunning. Stunning, that was. Stunning. Have you done any more competitions since then? Or?
Well, no, because I've forgotten until right now what that word meant.
Oh, right, okay. I don't think knowing what the word means would affect your ability to compete.
You can't join a pageantry if you forgot what the word.
It's the pressure from your parents, though, isn't it? Normally, they're the ones that make you do it. They get you up on stage and have done since a young age, just to show off your beautiful eyes and talents.
Are you wanting me to say yes? Yes, I have done more recently.
Have you? No, I was just inquiring. I was just inquiring. No, the reason I ask anyway is because you know the part of like a beauty contest where they would ask you as the contestant some kind of question to test your knowledge as well.
Yes.
Well, I was just wondering. I would like you to go back put yourself in the position where you're in the middle of a beauty pageant, something you're very familiar with, and you're up on stage, and the person who's hosting it comes to question you and asks you the question. This is the question, okay, and I'd like you to pretend you're in the pageant and answer the question as best you can. Thank you. So the question is, according to a recent poll, a fifth of Britons could not locate the UK on a map. Why do you think this is, Little Miss Yorkshire?
Well, thank you for asking me that question. I really appreciate it. I don't know why I do this voice. In fact, did you say it was the Little Miss Yorkshire?
Yeah, I did, yeah. You're not in Spinal Tap.
By heck, lad, I appreciate you giving me this question for me to answer.
Again, you don't need to do an impression. You could just be you. It's fine.
I don't know how to do my voice. I've told you this before.
Every time.
I've told you a million times. I don't know how to do my voice.
You can't do an impression of yourself.
So,
crazy.
A fifth of Britons can't.
I'm gonna, you know what? Every time I see Benson, I'm gonna be like, just use your normal voice, Benson. I'm just gonna throw him off every time. I'm gonna be at work and be like, Benson, just use your normal voice, mate. And you'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
You'll start seeing.
This is a way of breaking you. Yeah,
it's
it's
like
gonna
breaking
break
an AI thing. Tell an AI to ask it what it sounds like, and it's going. So, why do a fifth of Britons?
Yeah, well, they
can't point UK out on a map.
Yeah,
because they're blind.
they can't locate the UK on a map. How would you answer that question if it was posed to you in the middle of Miss UK
Frank's
pageant
Little
or
Beauties?
something? Yeah,
I'd
Frank's Little Beauties.
I'd go blind. You blind bastards. The UK is the greatest looking country on the entire map. It's right there. And then I'll point to like Washington, DC or something.
No, the question is, this is worse than where this is leading, Benson. The question is...
Because I said that because they're blind. A fifth of the UK are blind.
Is this true? This is an absolute bombshell. I had no idea.
What, did I get it right?
Well, there's no right to it. It was just a question to get you thinking. To answer.
How can you ask
Why
a question?
Can't people?
You're asking a question of factually why can a fifth of Britons not?
It's why do you think
locate
this
the
is?
UK?
This is like to test
Because they're blind.
your debating skills, and we know how good your debating skills. You're a master.
I don't get it. That's not what they'd ask at a pageantry.
Yeah, they fucking do. They ask stuff like that. They ask things like, how would you go about declaring world peace and stuff like that. This is a standard.
Well, okay. That's a mass debate question. But talking about why a fifth of the UK can't. I get it now. So you want me to like start talking about education,
fucking
politics, and we don't educate people enough. And I would love to see in the future people be more educated to where Britain is on the map of Britain.
God for that, Jesus Christ.
They weren't even showing him a world map, it was just a map of Britain, and they were like, I don't fucking know where it is.
You've taken this in a crazy direction, Benson, but the reason
That doesn't sound like me.
The reason I brought this up is because I saw a clip recently of Miss South Carolina who was asked this very question at a similar pageant. Would you like to hear her answer?
What, asking why she can't find Britain on a map?
Well, no, I adapted that. They ask her. Should we just have a listen?
Go on then, Sam. We'll have a listen.
The U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.
How did she get that to Africa? What the fuck? What the fuck sort of mental gymnastics were going on there?
I've no idea. It's the greatest ramble of all time.
We need to get her on the show. We need to get her on the podcast.
She's an absolute genius, that woman. I love.
We'll have ramble off.
I bet a few of them are pretty good at.
But if you thought I went off on a tangent in a weird direction,
I say pretty good. It's not really pretty good at plugging an answer, is it? She fucking completely fumbled it. But I bet a few of them do it.
what age group was this?
I would say she looks mid-20s, I would suggest.
All right, so I was just in case
okay.
I was going to say something
I
like
was going to say Bill Crosby.
Well, I was going to say like Miss America. It doesn't really matter what she's saying because all the people will be looking at the tits. But if it was like an 8-year-old pageantry thing, it'd be a bit weird to say that.
There's only one kind of person that goes to child pageant.
The mums. Who was the host?
The host of it was Mario Lopez. I don't think you would know who this is, but you might, Adam. Do you remember Saved by the Bell?
I do remember Saved by the Bell.
He was at AC Slater on Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
Yeah, he was hosting it. That's what he does these days. Although I think it's from a while ago, to be honest with you.
Didn't someone from Saved by the Bell get like proper, like jailed, basically?
Dustin Diamond, who played Screech, he did a porno and then died, which was
Whilst doing the porno,
No.
was that two unrelated incidents?
two unrelated incidents. That one.
Because, I mean, that's one way to go in it. You finally got cast in your first porno and then you have a fucking heart attack. So
Finally got cast in. The only reason I did that Saved by the Bell bullshit was so I could be a porn actor.
And he called it Saved by the Bell End.
I think he was trying to go the other way because he played the biggest nerd in the world in that show, and he was trying to, kind of like what Daniel Radcliffe does now, because he was Harry Potter. And then he tried to do like
great impression of nobody from Harry Potter.
And then he tried to
Harry Potter.
He tried to do
Hey, Petty.
He tried to do films like where he was like a hard man or a ruffian or an assassin or things like that. I think it was
Oh, South African.
I think it was he was a South African in something as well, wasn't he? I think it was a similar situation though. So Dustin Diamond came out and was like, "Oh, I'm a bit of a nerd. I'll be a porno." I will be a porno.
I will be a porno, and I'll either do a porno or so help me God, I will die trying.
Also, I don't think he was from the same pageant, but at the start of these
pageantry.
At the start of these events,
I know what that word means.
They kind of stand up with some music in the background, and they've got the sashes. They've got the sashes on, which say which country they're from. Because they've
got the fake stashes on.
This one, I'm guessing, is a Miss World because they're all from different countries, and they proudly declare the country that
I
they're
know
from.
what you're going to play here.
Dear.
I absolutely is it by any chance? Is it anything to do with France?
It is. So they're all she's very patriotic as Miss France, isn't she? She gets very much into announcing
She'll
where
be
she's
welcomed
from.
in America with that patriotism.
So I think, Adam, if you're looking out for it, it comes right after Miss Finland, not a Finland, who
Miss Finland.
Who announced herself before Miss
Not Miss Finland.
before Miss France gets really into the role. So here we go. Let's have a listen to this. France!
That's actually where I perfected. That's what I used to perfect the eagle call.
Is it? Can you do it? Can you do a mixture of your eagle? France!
Oh, I don't know why she did it that way, but she went full bird.
She went full France, didn't she? Full fat France.
Is that what happens to French
Did
people
you hear, like,
when they go full France?
Because everyone was doing like a woo after each country. It went like Egypt, woo. She was getting into the woo before finishing the word France. So she woo.
France! She's just a patriotic lady.
Well, who knew that you were such an expert in the whimsical ways of pageantry?
Who are you who is so wise in the ways of pageantry?
Nonce.
We are the women that say fra.
France! France! No, it's not France.
No,
No, it's
you can always rely on a Monty Python skit to go into any circumstance.
You can
want.
indeed.
You really can, can't you?
So there we go. Has anybody got any other stuff that they can bring to the table?
Nah, fuck you. I think we've given our customers enough today.
You think we've given our customers
Our
enough?
customers.
We've talked about going to the shops, which is something that everyone wants to hear. We've talked about car malfunctions, which everybody wants to hear. We've talked about pageantry, and we've also figured out why Britons can't locate the UK or Britain on a map of the UK.
Yeah, we definitely figured that
we
one
figured
out.
that one out
thing we've
thoroughly.
not
So
figured
we've
it
covered
out.
off geography, mechanics, world affairs.
We've not talked about how weird this time of year is for knowing when the bins go out.
Oh my God! Trash talk.
Trash talk. Do you not get the sticker? That sticker was straight on my bin.
We don't
mate.
get stickers. We don't get no stickers.
Oh, we didn't
Ain't
get
no
stickers.
stickers.
I've had
That's their
stickers
council
before.
round here.
Who gets a sticker? Whose council's
You get a
bringing
big,
for
like,
stickers?
A5
Where do you
A5
live?
sized
You
sticker.
fancy cunt.
How many times have I told you about the Bins app? The Bins app is my most used app. It's my most useful app.
There's not a bins app in
trash app.
Huddersfield. There's not a bins app around here, right? I'm not from fucking Leeds
don't even-
anymore.
they don't even get
I'm not
internet
from your
over there,
fancy
Sam.
pants places.
Have you looked?
right?
Have you looked
And there's-
for a trash app? You might have one. You never know.
No, you have to go onto the Gov website,
Oh,
the council
fuck
website,
that.
and put in your postcode.
My app
Yeah,
tells me the
exactly.
night before. I get a little notification, and it's like, "Put your bins out, motherfucker."
Well, I
haven't missed a
fucking
bin
don't,
in ages.
Motherfucker.
Right?
Put your bins out, motherfucker.
It's-
I don't know when the fucking bins are being collected, man.
My recycling bin is getting overflowed currently, and I don't think it's getting
What have
picked
you
up
been
till like next
recycling?
Tuesday. Well, 4 weeks worth of recycling. They haven't been.
They haven't been.
Well, they haven't been. They missed the recycling week, but instead of then sending the recycling truck the week after, they took the general waste so that your recycling.
Didn't you?
Bear in mind as well.
What
so
does
over-
it say on your sticker, though?
There's big campaigns over Christmas to recycle all the wrapping paper, the cardboard, and everything else.
Your turkey carcass.
They
You
just
got to
fucking don't
recycle your
take
turkey carcass.
You got to,
Yeah,
the,
recycle it.
leftover veg and all that.
Yeah, recycle your
know.
carrots.
So now,
How
my
do you
fucking-
recycle your carcass, though? What's the best carcass recycling method? I like to hang them in woods to scare townspeople.
Oh, right, okay.
people.
I was thinking of grinding it down and making it into a new carcass to then insert into another genetically modified turkey. That's what I was going.
that is
You're-
good.
you're-
That is a good
deconstructed turkey
recycle.
carcass.
That is
what
good
you're talking
recycling.
here, Adam, is upcycling. You're talking upcycling here.
To be fair, it does
repurposing.
make it better, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Spray it in silver. Maybe right.
Stick it on top of your tree next year. Oh, that's a lovely turkey carcass you got on top of your
Look
tree.
at that wonderful. Where'd you get that tree ornament from? So next year, everyone remember to save your carcass and recycle it.
Save your carcass, and then your recycling bin won't get so fucking full.
Is yours just full of carcasses?
It's just full
what
of.
the fuck
It's just
have
full
you
of
been eating?
several animal carcasses: chickens, turkeys, T-Rex. T-Rex, that's not right.
It was a good meal.
There's probably a video on TikTok somewhere that's like a life hack for what you could do with your turkey carcass. Did you know you can grind up your
I know,
turkey
I've
carcass
seen-
into a fine dust and use it as a lovely glitter to sprinkle upon your ornament
can't-
at Christmas
you can
time?
cre-
Or if you're a
create-
wrestler, you can blow it in people's faces.
You can grind it down, and if you mix it with water, it makes bone meal, and that's really good for plants.
That's
not
true,
even-
actually.
that's not even a
fucking
joke.
True. That's like genuine.
Yeah,
you could actually
can
get
use
the marrow
powdered
out.
bone, and I knew that from a TikTok video. So there you go, Sam.
Well, you can give that answer the next time you're doing your pageantry.
Did you know
Why
that if
can't
you
you find
grind
the UK
down
on the
bone,
map? Did you know?
So we asked you how to achieve world peace. Well, what you do, right, is you grind your turkey carcass down.
is that my voice?
Yeah, do a better
We do
impression
better
of you
impressions
than
than you do.
Now, I wouldn't recommend using a normal bit
He's
of
trying to
sanding
do his
paper.
voice again. He's done it
It'll
wrong.
take a while. I'm trying to do Sam's impersonation of me.
You're trying to do an impression of your voice.
Have you never tried doing an impression of your own voice from someone else doing it?
I just do my own voice.
I can't even do my own voice, never mind a replica of my own voice. So what you do, right, is you grind it down, you beat it with an hammer under a tea towel until it's very fine and almost like salt.
Grind it down by beating it up.
Grind it down.
You're going to grind it down, but you're going to
Now, make sure
They're
you've still
different-
got
they're
some of the
different
meat on
verbs, aren't they?
it, some feathers. You grind it down with a hammer. Everyone knows that. You don't use a grinder.
Grind by bashing.
If you use grinder these days, that people
It's
call
called
you
pulverizing, Benson, when you do
pulverize is a great word. So make sure there's a bit of meat left on it, a couple of feathers, get it in a towel, and just smash it round on walls.
If you've still got feathers on your carcass, that's concerning. That's very concerning. You've eaten all your turkey and it's still got feathers on it.
My friend, if you've clearly never pulverized a turkey carcass, and otherwise you know how important the feathers are. The feathers give it more
I
flight.
just get the full
through-
turkey and put it in the fucking pot alive.
How are the feathers still on there when it's a fully plucked and eaten turkey? I don't. Where
Because
are
He
the
never said it was
from the
plucked.
neck upwards,
Who
we left-
plucks
we
their
leave the
turkey,
feathers on.
mate?
All right, you've left the feathers on from the neck. Sorry, I'm just asking the practical questions at this point.
Well, practical questions are welcomed, but you've got a tone with it, and I don't like it.
No, I'm genuinely interested.
So once you've kind of ground it down, not fully made it into like dust, but a couple of shards of bone, then you stick that in the ground, and then wait for nature to take its course.
What will happen? What will nature do? What's the next
Someone
stage?
has sex with the fucking.
The most likely thing is a fox would come in the night and pick the bones up and run off with them. And it's great for their teeth and stuff, so all good for them.
I thought you'd just smash these bones down there. How the fox just coming up and picking up all this powder with its mouth?
If you here's a life hack for you. If you would like unwanted foxes in your garden, all you need to do is pulverize a turkey carcass and stick it in the ground.
A live turkey is appealing, but a shard of turkey bone far more appealing.
If you would like to poison, if you would like to lacerate the esophagus of local wildlife,
So the other thing that can happen when nature takes its course is if you put the shard of bone perfectly into the ground, it actually splinters the Earth's crust, creating a chain reaction, and it splits the entire
calls forth
planet.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, it turns the entire planet in. It cuts it in half.
So if one person puts the bone in the ground,
Yep.
the planet's going to crack.
Cracking.
Is that how
perfectly.
new planets are made?
It's perfectly in two. And
Your
then
life hack is getting worse. If you would like to destroy the whole of humanity, all you need to do is pulverize a turkey
Life
carcass.
hack. That is a life hack.
Yeah,
though.
Greta Thunberg doesn't go on
if
about
somebody,
turkey
if somebody
carcasses.
came up, life hack, this will destroy the world, it'd be done in a heartbeat. Someone would fucking do
If
it.
you're really sick of life and don't want to go on anymore, the easy way
Take
to get rid
everyone
of
else
life
out.
and existence is to grind up a turkey carcass, stick a shard of bone in the ground. Hey presto. End of
You
world.
can you can imagine when
Job's
this
done.
episode goes out, it's going to get thousands of listeners from like ISIS and stuff like that. All these turkey carcasses.
There's gonna be fucking fields with turkey bones stabbed in the ground.
I've started
People are gonna have
something.
no idea why.
I've started a movement.
Foxes and Armageddons everywhere.
Armageddon.
Oh, Fox's biscuits.
Armageddon.
What's an
Armageddon.
Armageddon?
Armageddon.
Armageddon.
Fox's Biscuits and the Hollywood 90s classic with Bruce Willis. That sounds like a good evening, that.
And Aerosmith.
And Aerosmith. And Aerosmith's daughter. Because that's her official title. Aerosmith's daughter.
Aerosmith daughter, that's her name.
And the guy with the fake legs or whatever he's got wrong with him so he can't go in the shuttle. Emotional story. Oh, it's a good film, is that? No.
Fucking Michael Bay. Get out of here.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
Written Michael Bay? Nah, there ain't no effects. Oh, no, there is a lot of explosions.
Of course there
'cause
is.
There's Armageddon.
There's just like one big explosion at the end, though, isn't there?
I'm sure we've mentioned it multiple times, but as they always say, I think it's Ben Affleck. Was he in the film, Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck was
Yeah,
in. He was the.
yeah. Ben Affleck was the romance man.
He's
wasn't
the
he?
one
He was
that says the big flaw in the film was they thought it'd be easier to teach miners how to be spacemen than teach spacemen to operate a drill. And it's like that's the main plot hole in the whole film, and you're like, oh
but
yeah.
he's not a deep sea driller. You don't know how complex that is. Obviously,
To
Bruce
operate
Willis's
a drill.
character's got loads of experience.
Astronauts
Operate a drill,
have no
to turn a
experience
drill
in
on.
large machinery.
The main thing is, if they'd
Put
not
it here,
sent the oil
press the
people to
button.
space, Steve Buscemi wouldn't have ridden a nuclear missile. So it was
That's
worth it.
very true. We would have missed on that one, and it would have been a bad movie, you know.
It was a bad movie, let's be honest.
I liked Armageddon.
It was an enjoyable ride.
It wasn't
It was a
great.
romp.
Yeah,
it was a romp.
It's like a
That's what it
one-time
was.
watch.
Yeah, it's not
And you're
one
like,
that you
Oh
okay,
yeah,
I get
I
it.
watched it. If I
Cool.
watched it now, I might not even like. I imagine the CGI is terrible because you can't really do practical effects of a asteroid hitting Earth, can you?
I think, Benson, you tried to bring this episode to an end a while ago, and we carried on a little bit after that. So, shall we have a little bit of a transitional sound effect to take us into the outro?
Okay.
I don't want to end it yet, though.
All right, okay. If you've got more things that you would like
What
to
did
discuss.
you do on
more-
New Year's, Adam? Did you drive a car into a hole or anything?
No.
All right, go. Well, that's it from us.
It's bye from Sam.
I told you I hang my turkey carcasses in woods.
Oh, yeah,
to
you did-
scare
you did tell me that, I'm
townsfolk.
sorry.
That was my entire Christmas.
It was very, very Adam. It was very clear on
You
the
know how
point.
many turkeys I have to eat to make it effective?
By the time Christmas comes around, he's just fucking sick of turkeys. Like, I've been
I
eating them all
fucking can't
year.
stand them anymore, right? If everyone's like, why are all the turkeys sold out over Christmas? Why do people buy them that early? It's me. I have to eat like 50 of them.
At this point, it gets to a point where you might as well farm your own turkeys.
One of the best parts of Christmas is going
could
on
get my own
Twitter on
turkeys.
Christmas Day and seeing all of the people who are complaining about rotten turkeys that they've bought from the shops, and it's ruined Christmas.
I've never experienced that. But
Oh,
that
you need
sounds
to do it.
pretty
You need
funny.
to do it.
That does sound pretty
But
funny.
also, what's been added to it recently is the online shoppers who get that something substituted
Oh, I
in.
saw this one.
Did you see it?
I saw the substitute ones because some of them were fucking genius.
Yeah, one of my favourites was the guy who'd ordered a big ham for his Christmas Day, and they didn't have a big ham, so they sent him 4 slices of wafer thin ham. It's just like, oh.
Oh no, I saw someone who was just reading off all the substitutions.
Did
he'd
you
got,
see the
and-
one where they didn't get a turkey, so they sent turkey dinosaurs?
Yeah, I did see that one. Turkey dinosaurs. Oh man, that's bad, though, isn't it? But what do you expect? Like there is a button you can tick for allow substitutions.
You're running a risk, aren't you? You're gambling a bit with your Christmas dinner there.
Absolutely.
Oh, I get my turkey in like February, and then and it's a bit green by December.
But you've got a
It's all right.
turkey.
I've never gone on Twitter
But
to actually
I've got the-
complain about it though. I
I don't
just
even
fucking
eat the
eat
turkey. I just have the carcass. It's the carcass that's crucial.
To end the world.
I mean, we've got a film there as well, haven't we? We could start a film. That doesn't make sense. We could make a film.
Right, okay. If you were making that film, make it interesting. Make that film 2-hour film about a dude who might put a turkey bone in the ground and destroy the world.
Call
Make
it
interesting. Go.
Carmageddon. Carcassageddon.
Yeah, you were trying to play on
Gobblegeddon?
You were trying to play on Carcass there, weren't you? It didn't quite work because it sounded like a
Gobblegeddon.
It didn't quite work. Sorry, you're not the only one that can make fucking puns.
Apparently I am.
Shots fired.
I don't know what I'd call it yet, but it'll be something about a carcass going into the crust. Bone crust.
Bone crust.
Deep pan.
That's the best
Deep
you've
pan.
got. You just said bone crust.
You just call it Turkey
stuffed
Day,
crust.
wouldn't
There we
you?
go.
Turkey Day. A stuffed crust.
Stuffed like a turkey, crust like a pizza, stuffed crust. There we go.
Beautiful.
Don't need to explain myself to you. It'll start off with a
Fucking
huge
amazing.
explosion, and the explosion will actually be at a Bird and Matthews turkey farm, or the turkey farmers are available. And
I reckon I've got a director for you, Benson. Sam's going to love it.
the old MB.
The old MB. Explosions, mate. You want explosions? We need an MB.
Is that how the turkey carcass gets ground? With a huge
Yes,
explosion?
exactly. Shards of turkey, and then what happens is
how they
this
get rid of
guy's
it.
like 50 miles away, and he sees this explosion from the other 50 miles away, and one of the shards,
The other 50 miles.
one of the shards,
Not that 50 miles away.
Wait till he looks behind him. There's the other explosion, another 50 miles away. Equidistant explosions. And then the shard flies over and it misses him by a mere inch, lands on the floor. But he doesn't know it's landed on the floor because it missed him by an inch, but you're moving that quick. So anyway, he steps on it. Next thing you know, Earth split in half. And that's the end of the film. It's just, for the Earth to split in half, it would take a while.
Do that
So
in 2 Okay, so you've got like 5
it's
minutes
2 hours
plot,
of it. It's like watching paint dry, but it's like
an
watching
hour
the Earth
and
crack.
55 minutes of the Earth crust cracking.
Yeah, but you got earthquakes, volcanoes, lava. Basically, all of them like natural, geographical mega events films.
Okay,
like
yeah, so
volcano
you've got like
and
all
earthquake.
the
It's all in one.
All the disaster movie events. That
Exactly.
Are like
It's
naturally
just
occurring,
one
all
mega
in one
disaster,
movie.
and it's caused by a turkey carcass shard.
Turkey mega disaster.
I'm telling you, this is almost as good as that quiz show idea that I had. It's almost as good.
Die shard.
Anyway, it's bye from Sam.
It is bye from me.
We need
It's
to do
bye
that
from me.
thing where you introduce the socials, Sam.
Hello, socials. This is Twitter. This is Facebook. This is Instagram. I'm sure you'll get on famously. Right, we need a sound effect to take us into that part, and you haven't suggested a sound effect. That's the new thing
due
isn't
to
it?
a carcass shard.
I'll put in the sound of the world ending due to a turkey shard. Turkey bone shard. And we've come to the end of another silly episode of Killer Rabbit Podcast. It's been a delight and a pleasure, an absolute wonderment to be here with you today, and we do hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. And if you'd like to get in touch and tell us how much you've enjoyed it, or send us stories, suggestions, topics, or anything else like that, or just come and say hi, you can of course do this on any of our lovely, sexy socials. And you can find us on those lovely, sexy socials at Killer Rabbit Pod. Or you can send us a mail of the E variety to killerrabbitpodcast@gmail.com, where we shall respond post haste. So yeah, thanks for listening.
Mail of the C variety.
Come find us. Come say hello, because we enjoy the engagement, and it makes me sad when there is none. So yeah, thanks very much for listening.
Look how sad Sam is.
I know, very sad. Out of 7, 6. Yeah. That's how sad I am.
6 sads.
Yeah.
6 sads.
Yeah,
6 old
sad,
sads.
6 sad. So thanks very
That's
much for
not
listening. Come
Thanks
and say
so
hello.
much. Come and say hello.
We'll see you. We won't see you.
We'll see you.
We will speak to you. We will make
We'll speak to you.
audible noises at you in approximately 7 days' time. And if you can't wait until then, maybe you can go back through the catalogue of wonderful episodes and find something you enjoy there. Yes.
And make sure you listen to this episode before episode 40. We'll tell you now. And then
Oh,
we
yeah.
won't spoil it.
If you've already listened to episode 40 before this one, then...
You've done it wrong.
Yeah, you've done
You've
it wrong.
failed.
How could you not have worked that out? Fool.
Mad.
Crazy
Mad.
bastards. Listening to 40 before 41. Who do you think you are?
Everyone knows 41 comes before 40.
What is the world
In
coming
fact,
to?
I'm so angry at you, I'm going to go stick a turkey bone shard in the ground and see what happens.
Yeah, that's it. Just end it all.
Yeah.
We're done.
I've been Sam.
I've been Benson.
I've been Adam.
Bye for now, everybody. Love you, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Turkey bone.